You stand at the edge of a vast echoing chasm, a divide between what you yearn for and what you fear most. In the distance, a flicker of light pulses against the overwhelming darkness, as if beckoning you to step forward, even though every instinct warns you to retreat. You feel an inexplicable pull, a magnetism born from contradiction itself. It is here, in the heart of uncertainty, that rejection transforms into a forbidden allure, inviting you to test the limits of your own desires. Picture the paradox. The very act of being denied, of having something out of reach, ignites a flame of longing within you. This is no mere trick of fate, but a powerful psychological phenomenon that turns our deepest insecurities into a source of irresistible attraction. What if every no you encounter is not a barrier, but a signpost pointing to what you secretly crave? What if the forces of rejection are not merely obstacles, but catalysts for transformation? In this charged moment, you are caught in a delicate interplay between resistance and desire. The question gnaws at you. Why does something deemed unattainable shine so brightly in our inner world? Can the sting of rejection really become the spark that fuels our most passionate pursuits? As you ponder these questions, the air grows thick with anticipation, each heartbeat echoing a challenge to the very nature of desire. You sense that this is more than a fleeting curiosity. It is an invitation to redefine what it means to want and to be wanted. With the chasm before you, the mystery intensifies. The paradox stands as an unyielding enigma, daring you to explore the realm where rejection metamorphoses into a magnetic force. And so, with both trepidation and an insatiable hunger for understanding, you prepare to step deeper into this labyrinth of human emotion, where the rules of attraction are rewritten, and every setback becomes a doorway to something far greater. You begin to unravel the layers of this enigma, delving into the hidden psychology that fuels our reactions to rejection. Throughout the annals of philosophy and psychology, thinkers have long observed that what is forbidden often exerts the strongest pull. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the unacknowledged parts of ourselves that surge forth when faced with denial. Friedrich Nietzsche argued that the desire for power and recognition is intertwined with our innate drive to overcome resistance. Each rejection, it seems, awakens the dormant parts of our psyche, creating a potent cocktail of longing and rebellion. Reflect for a moment on how societal norms and cultural conditioning shape your self-worth. From an early age, you learn that acceptance is synonymous with validation and success, while rejection carries the heavy burden of failure. Yet beneath this conditioned response lies a more profound truth. The interplay of opposites is the engine of human progress. Arthur Schopenhauer's musings on the will, Viktor Frankl's insights into meaning amidst suffering, and Jean-Paul Sartre's existential explorations of freedom and choice all converge on a single point: that our deepest transformations are often born of our most painful denials. Consider Aldous Huxley's cautionary visions, where the suppression of individuality in a conformist society ultimately becomes the spark for revolutionary change. In these philosophies, the act of being rejected is not a final verdict, but an impetus for introspection, a necessary friction that forces you to confront the limitations imposed upon you. It is as if the universe, in its cryptic wisdom, uses rejection as a mirror to reveal your unfulfilled potential and your suppressed desires. The psychological roots of this phenomenon are equally profound. Neurobiologically, rejection triggers a cascade of chemicals that paradoxically can amplify the desire for what is unattainable. The brain's reward circuitry responds to the challenge, heightening your senses and sharpening your focus on the prize. This isn't a simple case of desire, but a complex interplay of cognitive biases, self-affirmation, and the relentless pursuit of identity and meaning. In a society that constantly reinforces the dichotomy between success and failure, you find that the very experience of being turned away is imbued with an almost sacred power, It is a secret invitation to redefine your limits, to harness the raw energy of your emotions, and to transform what appears as a setback into the most coveted prize of all, the discovery of your own true potential. As you peel back these layers, the hidden problem reveals itself, not as a flaw to be corrected, but as an intrinsic aspect of the human experience that challenges you to transcend mediocrity and embrace the full spectrum of desire. Yet, as you journey deeper into this understanding, a new question emerges. What are the unseen consequences of this powerful dynamic that both entraps and liberates you? In the quiet corners of your mind, subtle forces are at work, molding your perceptions and guiding your actions without your conscious awareness. This unseen influence weaves its way through your daily existence, a silent puppeteer orchestrating the interplay of desire and rejection. You begin to see that every personal setback and every societal limitation may be the very catalyst that drives you towards self-actualization. But this transformation comes at a cost, one that is insidiously woven into the fabric of your being. The impact of these dynamics is not limited to the individual. It permeates society at large. The interplay between rejection and desire underpins many of the collective behaviors observed in cultures around the world. You might notice how trends and social movements often gain momentum, precisely because they embody what is forbidden or unconventional. When a thought or action is labeled as taboo, it can ignite a fierce determination in those who yearn to challenge the status quo. This psychological phenomenon is rooted in the very wiring of your brain, where the allure of the unattainable stimulates both creative genius and a relentless defiance against conformity. Delve deeper, and you'll encounter the realm of cognitive biases, those mental shortcuts that shape your decisions and perceptions in subtle ways. The scarcity heuristic, for instance, convinces you that what is rare is inherently valuable. When something is withheld or rejected, its value is magnified in your mind, reinforcing the idea that absence creates desire. This bias, along with the reactance effect, where any attempt to restrict your freedom only intensifies your yearning, operates silently, influencing everything from your relationships to your most ambitious aspirations. On a neurological level, these forces are orchestrated by a delicate balance of neurotransmitters and neural pathways. The very act of being denied triggers a chemical response that can enhance your drive and focus, even as it simultaneously chips away at your sense of self-worth. Cultural conditioning further complicates this picture, as society both demonizes and glorifies rejection. You are bombarded with messages that equate acceptance with success, yet the thrill of defiance, the act of turning rejection into a badge of honor, whispers a different truth. In the midst of this intricate web, you sense the urgent need to break free from the cycle that keeps you bound to an endless pursuit of approval. Every moment of rejection is both a wound and a gift, a moment that forces you to confront your deepest vulnerabilities while also inviting you to reclaim your power. The consequences of this unseen dynamic ripple outwards, affecting not just your personal life, but also the broader currents of history and culture. How long can you continue to ignore the hidden price of conformity? And at what point does the quest for acceptance transform into a desperate struggle for liberation? As the tension mounts, you find yourself on the precipice of a breakthrough, a revelation that promises to dissolve the old paradigms and reveal a path toward genuine self-determination. But what does it take to finally shatter the invisible chains that bind you? Now, envision a radical shift, a rebellion of the mind where every rule, every expectation is questioned. The moment arrives when you decide that the ancient playbook of society is no longer sufficient to describe your reality. With a spark of defiance igniting within you, you embark on a journey to dismantle the old constructs of desire and embrace a revolutionary way of thinking. This is the moment when inverse psychology becomes your ally, transforming rejection into the very fuel of your emancipation. Begin by challenging the narrative that has long dictated your worth. Ask yourself, who defined the boundaries of your potential? Every no you have internalized is a relic of a system designed to maintain control over your destiny. In a bold act of self-assertion, you reject these imposed limitations and reclaim your right to choose. Recognize that every instance of rejection is not an indictment of your value, but rather a misdirected attempt to restrain the force of your inner fire. Look to the annals of history and the lives of those who dared to defy conventional wisdom. Revolutionary thinkers and renegades, from the bohemian artists who rejected societal norms to the trailblazing scientists who redefined possibility, embodied the same audacity that now courses through your veins. Their stories remind you that true power lies not in the acceptance of the familiar, but in the courageous pursuit of the unknown. With each step you take, you learn to harness the potent energy of resistance, transforming it into a source of creative empowerment. As you continue to rebel against the status quo, adopt counterintuitive strategies that flip the script on rejection. Embrace inverse psychology not as a manipulative trick, but as a profound insight into the mechanics of human desire. In relationships, in your career, and in the quest for self-discovery, allow the very act of being denied to become a catalyst for innovation. Instead of shrinking back from failure, celebrate it as evidence of your ambition, a necessary friction that refines your inner metal. In this process, cultivate an awareness of the subtle forces that seek to corral you into predefined roles. Practice mindfulness and introspection, questioning every internalized belief that stifles your potential. Engage with philosophies that celebrate the paradoxes of existence, acknowledging that true freedom arises only when you dare to confront the dualities within yourself. The rebellion is not a fleeting moment of anger. It is a sustained, deliberate act of self-empowerment that challenges the very foundation of societal norms. Visualize a life where rejection is no longer a source of despair, but a beacon guiding you to uncharted territories of desire. Picture yourself not as a passive recipient of fate, but as an active architect of your destiny, capable of transforming every setback into a stepping stone toward a richer, more authentic existence. In this awakening, you find that the path to liberation is paved with the willingness to embrace paradox, to see every denial as a hidden invitation to strive harder, dream bigger, and ultimately to rise above the ordinary. Now, as the old guard of your former limitations crumbles away, you stand poised at the threshold of a new beginning, a life reimagined where the art of inverse psychology serves as both shield and sword. Yet, even as you savor this revolutionary shift, there remains one final revelation, a truth so profound that it promises to illuminate every corner of your being. In the quiet aftermath of your rebellion, when the echoes of old limitations have faded into silence, you come face to face with the ultimate truth, that the power of desire is inextricably linked to the courage to reject the ordinary. The final realization dawns upon you like the first light of dawn breaking over a dark horizon. Every moment of rejection, every painful denial, has been a crucible forging the resilient, unyielding spirit that now stands before you. Imagine waking up one day and realizing that every no was never meant to imprison you, but rather to prepare you for a destiny beyond conformity. The art of inverse psychology, once shrouded in mystery and paradox, is revealed as a mirror reflecting your own untapped potential, a guide urging you to dismantle the self-imposed barriers that once defined you. In this moment of clarity, the world around you transforms into a canvas of infinite possibilities, each stroke of defiance painting a new narrative of self-empowerment and liberation. you come to understand that the pursuit of desire is not a linear journey, but a labyrinth of setbacks and breakthroughs, a perpetual dance between the forces of attraction and repulsion. This insight, profound and liberating, reconfigures your perspective on life itself. No longer do you view rejection as a harbinger of failure, but as a sacred rite of passage, a necessary disruption that births innovation and growth. The paradox that once haunted you becomes a powerful anthem, that in every rejection lies the seed of an even greater desire, a call to rise, to reinvent, and to thrive. This ultimate truth resonates on a cosmic scale, echoing the philosophies of those who have long wrestled with the meaning of existence. The ideas of Nietzsche, Jung, and Sartre converge here, reminding you that the struggle against imposed limitations is not merely an individual quest, but a universal endeavor. Their insights merge into a single, overwhelming realization that true freedom is not found in the relentless pursuit of approval, but in the audacity to embrace your own unique narrative, regardless of society's verdict. With this newfound wisdom, you are no longer a passive bystander in the story of your life. Instead, you become the bold protagonist, an alchemist transforming every rejection into a stepping stone toward greatness. The power that once lurked in the shadows of denial now illuminates your path, urging you to sculpt your destiny with deliberate intention and fierce passion. As the final curtain falls on the old paradigms, you stand on the precipice of a new era, one where every obstacle is but an invitation to explore uncharted realms of possibility. The realization is both humbling and exhilarating that the journey to self-discovery is not about conforming to expectations, but about daring to dream beyond them. You are called to look inward, to harness the full spectrum of your emotions, and to celebrate every moment of resistance as a vital part of your evolution. In the lingering glow of this revelation, you feel the weight of history and the promise of the future converge into a singular, transformative moment. It is a call to action, a poetic summons to awaken the latent genius within, to reject the mundane, and to embrace a life where every setback is a prelude to triumph. As you walk away from the confines of societal expectations, you carry with you a legacy of resilience, a truth that will continue to inspire and guide you long after the echoes of rejection have faded into the realm of the past. This is your invitation to transform rejection into desire, to harness the surprising art of inverse psychology, and to become the architect of a destiny that defies convention. The ultimate truth is yours to claim, a truth that will forever redefine the boundaries of what is possible, leaving you haunted, inspired, and irrevocably transformed. Embrace this journey. Let every no be the spark that fuels your relentless quest for a life lived on your own terms, where rejection is not the end, but the beginning of a new, boundless chapter in your story.